Hello everyone. Let us start our poem from our book Beehive, Rain on the Roof. This poem is written by the poet Coates Kenny. He is an American poet. He was born on 24th November 1826 in US and died on January 25 in 1904 in US itself. In this poem, the poet tells us about the sweet memories of his childhood. He tells at night when dark clouds cover the sky and it rains gently, then the poet lies in his cozy bed and listens to the sound of the raindrops falling overhead on the roof of his cottage. The poet remembers the loving look of his mother, who used to shower love and affection on her children. Besides this, the poet also expresses his love for nature and praises the healing power of rain, as rain has the capacity to soothe and comfort an overworked mind by taking it back to its lovely past, or by taking the person back into the memory lane. So this is what the poet is going to describe. The poet has tried to describe in the poem the rain on the roof. So children, let's start our poem. Explanation. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, here the clouds are called as humid shadows. The poet is telling us in this stanza, describes a rainy night when he says that the stars has covered the clouds has covered the stars completely. Stars are no longer visible as they are completely covered with the clouds. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, it means in this stanza the poet describes a rainy night. He says that all the stars of the sky have been covered with the clouds, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. He tells, melancholy darkness. There is a darkness. Melancholy means sad. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. When there is darkness, when there is sad darkness all around because of the clouds, the stars are also not visible. There is no light at all, and there is complete darkness all around. And this darkness is not giving us the happiness. Darkness is a symbol of negative emotion. So poet is also not he is also touched by this negative emotion. When there is a sad darkness all around and it is raining, here the poet has given human attribution to the rain. Children, I think you do not know about all what we call as figure of speech. I'll explain you in one of my videos what are these figure of speech. One of the figure of speech is personification. Personification is that figure of speech in which a non-living thing is given the human attribution. Like here in this line, gently weeps in rainy tears. in this, how rain can shed tears, that who can shed tears? Living beings can shed tears. So here the rain has been given the attribution of the human beings. So that is why rain has been personified here. This type of figure of speech is known as personification. In this line, the poet, in these two lines, the poet is trying to tell us that there is sad darkness all around, and as it is raining, it seems as if the rain is shedding, or the eyes of human being, the rain are shedding tears. In such type of, at this moment, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. At this moment of depression, only one thing can cheer the poet, or only one thing can bring a change or bring a joy to poet, and that is to press a pillow, that is lying on his chamber bed. He is in a cottage. In one of the rooms of his cottage is small hut. The poet is lying in his cottage, that is small hut. In one of the rooms of his small hut, he is lying on his bed and he is pressing his head. When you put your head on the pillow, on your pillow, it means you are pressing it with your head. So same way the poet is saying here, only one thing can bring joy to him at this particular moment, at this depression, at this moment of depression, and that thing is curling up to a pillow and listening to the sound of the falling raindrops on the roof of his cottage. Only the rain can transport him from his sad mood to a joyful moment. This is the explanation of the first paragraph. I'll quickly repeat. When the humid shadows hover over the starry spheres. In this stanza, the poet is describing about a rainy night. The poet says that when there are clouds all around and they have covered all the stars, and there is sad darkness all around, and rain, it seems that human eyes are shedding tears. Only at this, all these things have created a gloomy atmosphere. All these things have created a sad atmosphere all around. Only one thing at this moment can bring joy or can bring a change in the mood of the poet, and that thing is to lie on his cottage bed with pressing a pillow, to press a pillow with his head, and lying on his bed listening to the soft raindrops, to the sound of the soft raindrops which are falling on the roof of his cottage. These falling raindrops can bring a change in his mood, or this sound created by the falling raindrops can transport the poet from that sad atmosphere to somewhere else. This is the description. What I have described, it is that. Now, next stanza. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. In these two lines, the poet is saying that, describes how the raindrops make sound when they fall on the shingles of the roof. Shingles, the roof of the cottage is made up of stones, small stones. Those small stones are known as shingles. The falling or the raindrops, each falling raindrop creates an echo in the heart of the poet. Every falling raindrop on the shingle of the roof is creating an echo in the heart of the poet. And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. With this, the poet begins to move into his fairyland, or you can say in his past. With the echo of the raindrop which is falling on the roof, the poet starts moving back into his memories. But and 1,000 recollections into a busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weaves their air threads into woof. With this, 1,000 recollections or 1,000 memories of the past start coming into poet's head. But these memories are not concrete. That these concrete means clear, not solid. These memories are not clear. As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof, when the poet listened to the falling raindrops, when the poet listened to the sound of the falling raindrops, those falling raindrops start creating echoes in the heart of the poet, and it seems that the poet has moved from the depression mood into his memory land. Then in the memory land, or in the memory lane, or in his past memories, the 1,000 recollections or 1,000 uh, memories start coming into his mind. And these memories which have started coming into his mind, these memories are not concrete, they are not clear, they are in the form of woof. Into woof, woof is patch. See, in this stanza, it is a description of the second stanza only. In this stanza, the poet describes how raindrops make sound as they fall on the shingles of the roof. Each sound made by the rain in this way is repeated the next moment by beating of his heart. With this continuous falling of the rain drops, all his memories are coming back to him. But they are not discrete and clear, they are separated from each other. Instead, all these memories seem to have formed a patchwork by becoming entwined with each other. Entwined means mingling up with each other. This is the description of the second stanza. Let's move to our third stanza. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone. Here the poet says, in this stanza, the poet says that slowly the memories are becoming clear. At this particular moment, the poet sees his mother in his memories as she was years ago. The poet is telling us that from these lines we come to know that his mother is not alive, she has passed away, and in his memories the poet sees his mother in the way she was years ago. To regard the darling dreamers, array she left them till the dawn. Oh, I fear her fond look on me as I list to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Now, the poet says that his mother would make a point to look at the poet and his siblings. The mother, when the mother comes to his dreams, he says that he sees the way his mother used to look at him and his siblings. She used to sit there near their bed till the dawn. Dawn means next day morning. Oh, I feel her fond look on me. The poet says that he particularly can see his mother looking at him. His mother will look at him. He is thinking of that look, the way his mother used to particularly look at him. As I list to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter on the rain, these memories are evoked by the are evoked as the poet listens to the repetitive rhythm of the raindrops which are falling on the roof. I'll explain this stanza again. Now in the memories, the poet sees his mother as he used to be years ago. To regard the darling dreamer, ere she left them till the dawn. He sees his mother the way she used to look at him and his siblings in their sleeping time. Mother will look or watch over them till the next morning. Oh, I feel her fond look on me. Now the poet is saying he can particularly feel the look of his mother, the way his mother used to look at him in particular. He can feel that look. Okay. As I listen to this refrain which is played upon by the shingle, as he think or these memories are evoked by which is played upon the shingle by the patter of the rain, played the music played by the raindrops. How the raindrops will produce music, will give music when the raindrops will fall on the shingles stones of the roof, then they will create a rhythmic, then they will form a rhythm. That rhythm will take the poet to the memory land, and by in the memory land the poet first 1,000 memories start coming to him, and which were not clear earlier, and now those memories have started becoming clear. And at this particular moment poet sees his mother, the way she used to look at him and his siblings. Then poet, in the last lines, the poet says that he particularly looks he particularly sees his mother, the way she used to look at him, and these memories have come to his mind by listening to the repetitive rhythm of the raindrops. This is all the children, the explanation of the poem. The last stanza, see, now in this stanza the poet sees his mother in his memories. She looks the same as she was years ago, looking or admiring her children while they slept. His mother would make a point to look at them every night, for she knew that she would not see them again till the next day. What the poet remembers more than anything else is how his mother would bend down and watch over his face in particular. These memories are evoked as the poet listens to the repetitive rhythm of the raindrops as they are falling on his roof. This is all about the description of the poem. Children, this poem is little difficult. Try to understand. So that is why I have given you this written part, the written explanation of the poem also. Still you find if you find anything difficult, please convey me. I'll try to solve your problem.